Welcome to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Cleve, Loveland, and Bruce Woodburn. Cleve, what a beautiful day it is today. This is January 1st.
I know, and it's just this year. I'm excited about real estate as we're catching up on our supply chain stuff. The builders will start producing homes, but it's still a tight inventory, Bruce. Everybody asked me, and I got some notes here from. What's funny is the predictions for nationwide on prices going up. Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae said prices are going to go up 7%. The National Association of Realtors said about 3 or 4 nationwide. And it's funny how the mortgage guys are more optimistic. You guys got the money, so
right. Well, you know something. I think I really feel that 2022 is going to be a prosperous year again. I don't think that real estate's going to drop in value. I really don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to continue to climb. We're experiencing some pretty serious inflation, which is going to keep prices going up. I think it will settle a little bit this year, so it makes it a little bit easier for first-time home buyers. But you got to think about this. First-time home buyer, what are you going to get into? A $300,000 house?
You're 300 just about, yeah. I mean, I have some pop up, and it's funny. I'm able to call when I have a listing at 250. I had 3 listings today, all below 300. I had buyers waiting for them.
Oh, gosh,
so they're not even going to make it to market.
No.
And so it's just, I think that's going to be the bar. And so what's the number somebody needs for a house like that? FHA loan, they need?
Well, FHA's raised their limit and conventionals raised their limit. I mean, conventional loans are now at $647,000. I mean, so yeah, you've got some pretty serious.
So somebody would need about 15, 18 grand to get into a house?
Well, for $350,000, your down payment on an FHA loan is about $12,500.
And then the closing costs, another 5 or 6.
Plus your closing costs, right? But Cleve, Loveland and his team can negotiate closing costs.
We can
right?
sometimes, and it's just. But the thing is to get in. You know, I remember I've talked about people before that after the bubble of 2008, and I was talking to them in 2012, saying, "Hey, let's get you back into a house." I sold their homes. We short sold their homes. They moved back in with mom and dad. And they're like, oh, no, it's going to crash again. And I'm like, okay, well, how'd that work out? It's not going to go down. I mean, everything, just like the stock market, has its ups and downs.
It's not going to go down.
But Central Florida, the growth everywhere is just, you know, all our little pockets of land that are left. You talk about hot corridors. Apopka, the new hospital. Ocoee and Apopka are growing together. Between Apopka and Mount Dora, all that land's being developed. Your favorite builder, Hanover, has a couple subdivisions right there. There's less and less land, but Central Florida continues to grow in population. And our wages are growing too. This is what some stats I haven't seen.
But not
lately.
as fast as the prices.
Not as fast as the prices, but Central Florida was very, very, 10 years ago, very, very reliant on just the tourist industry and not a lot of tech, not a lot of big jobs like that, manufacturing jobs. That's changed. I see more and more notices about those companies coming to town, hiring people with $60,000, $80,000 a year jobs.
Well, I can tell you this: there's the prices of houses. And with interest rates starting to rise, we're already starting to see the tapering happening here, right?
Yep.
So the Fed's already promised they're going to raise the Fed rate here in the first quarter. They're trying to actually move up the appointments so that they can raise them earlier. And everyone is after the federal government in terms of the legislation and so forth in the government. They want them to go ahead and raise rates. It's time to raise rates. They've been down for too long.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen. And, it's funny. Last week, I got a ton of new phone calls from people that want to get into homes, and they're finally going, you know what? I think you might be right. I think they're going to raise rates. Now, but I've been saying this, get in now, do it now. But here's the thing. I don't think it's going to slow the market down much. I think rates will go up. People will jump in. They'll realize that the days of the 2% range interest rates are gone. Yeah. The 3% are going to go, and you're going to be into 4.5% to 5% interest rates.
It's not like somebody that owns. I know I will never go back to renting, Bruce.
No,
it's like
I don't care if rates are 12%. I'm still not going to rent.
Yeah. So, but it's the first step to building wealth, and it's the mortgage is going down. You're paying it down. The prices of the house is going up. Then you can leapfrog out of it, buy another one, buy another primary, rent the old one. We talk about that in your wealth building class. Absolutely. On how to get people on the road to being a landlord the easy way, not having to save 20%. And it just makes so much sense for people to start. The first step is buying a home.
Well, you know what? The first step in my commitment for 2022, I've been saying this for the last month. My commitment for 2022 is I want to help the most first-time home buyers get into a home that I have in my entire 32 years in this business. So I'm committed to helping more people. My team trained down payment assistance. When it's available, we're going to help you with it. Low down payment loans, FHA, 3.5% down, USDA, 0 down, VA, 0 down, conventional first-time home buyer, 3% down. So the programs are there. Even if you don't qualify for down payment assistance, the programs are there to help more folks become homeowners. Because here's the downside of that, Cleve. Rents are going up at 7.5%.
Well, I got average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the U.S., $1,700.
And that now it might be a little lower here, but
yeah, two bedrooms, 2,000. This is a nationwide average. So,
but still, I was looking at if you wanted a 3.2, you're at $2,200.
Yep.
You're at $2,200.
Yep.
So why not just go ahead and buy and then experience that appreciation? Because you think about this: if interest rates go up by just 0.5%,
yep,
on a $300,000 purchase, that's $200 a month.
Yep.
If the house goes up $50,000, that's $200 a month. So that's $400 a month more for the same house. Why do you want to do that?
That's right. And it's very important you do that. The first step is to give me a call. We'll help you start looking. 407-352-8118 for the Loveland team, or lovelandreport.com.
Yeah, and if you want to reach the loan arranger, I can help you with the most easiest process ever on getting a mortgage. All you have to go to is my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Or you can call me or text me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 for the loan arranger. Cleve, so we're watching inflation. We're watching interest rates are going to start creeping back up. But the last couple of weeks, the stock market's had its struggles. I mean, we did okay on a few days, but it's had its struggles. So interest rates actually went down just a tiny bit.
Very cool.
It was just a little bit of a break before the storm. Because you know what we always say, you're either in a storm, coming out of a storm, or going into a storm.
Yep.
Correct? So I think that right now we're gonna go into a storm. We've come out
of rising rates.
It's a rising of rates, and I don't think it's a hurricane storm. I think that it's going to be a rise of interest rates and a rise of price. But people are going to have to go ahead and get a grasp on this and make the move to move forward. Because did people buy when interest rates were 18% back in the 70s?
They still bought.
They did. And actually, if you look at history, people made the most appreciation during those time frames too.
Wow.
The appreciation that we've seen now with this dramatic appreciation in real estate, we got lucky because the only reason interest rates are down because the federal government was buying mortgage-backed securities. As soon as that's over, then you're going to start to see the rates go back up.
And it's funny, I remember my mom negotiating those deals, and it would be a seller held second. You know, the first mortgage was 13%, and they'd be doing a seller held second for 5 years at 15%.
You can't do that anymore.
You can't. And we always find a way. It's funny you mentioned that. I have some sellers say, well, I'll hold a second mortgage, and they pay me back in 2 years. Can't do it, can you?
No.
Can't do it.
Fannie, Freddie, and HUD do not allow privately held seconds.
Yep. So
now you could do it after you closed,
yep,
but you can't get a home and do a seller held second.
But I think, the main thing also, right, this end of year, Bruce, we're in the happy New Year to everybody out there, and they're going to get their taxes done next couple months. Tell them what they need to do regarding taxes. They're thinking of, if they're self-employed and thinking about buying a house this year.
It's a great point, because what do I see come the first of the year is you got people that want to buy a new home. They're self-employed. They're 1099, and they don't show the income because you know what they have? They have a creative CPA.
Yep.
So the first thing that somebody says to me when they call me that's self-employed and they say, hey, I just want to put it all on the table with you, Bruce. I got a really good CPA. What does that mean to me? Interpret. That means that you're writing everything off and you're not showing any income. good news is I have mortgages that can accommodate people. I don't even need your tax returns on my bank statement program, as long as you've got the consistent income coming into your checking account for your business, and you can provide me with the last 12 months bank statements. I'll do a bank statement loan. But if you want that jumbo loan, or you want a really amazing interest rate, then you have to show the income, because traditional mortgages, because of the Reform Act, Cleve, you have to show income, you have to show the asset, which is your down payment, and you have to have credit. That's prudent underwriting, and that's why we're not going to get into a bubble or a crash again.
Well, we don't have a supply, and the builders can't deliver the thousands of homes they delivered in 2007.
They're producing as much as they possibly can.
Broke our back.
If you have any questions for me, I'm the loan arranger. I've been lending for 32 years. It'll be 33 years on March the 18th. I'm going strong. I'm committed to helping more first-time home buyers this year. Doesn't mean that I won't help you buy your investment property, your second home, or your move-up home. I'm delighted to help you with that, and it would be an honor to serve you. But I am committed, and I need all of my listeners out there to be bird dogs for me and help me find more people that are renting that I can change their life. You call me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or text me there, or you can go directly to my website and apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. If you want to reach Cleve, he can be reached easily at 407-352-8118. It's 407-352-8118. And he also has a website. Guess what?
Lovelandreport.com.
How about that?
Yep. And then now one thing, I get this email all the time, Bruce, and it's funny. And during the holidays, it's like, is it the right time to sell? During the spring, is it the right time to sell? Should I wait for summer? This is really a personal question. That's what I interpret for people. But most of the time, the right time to sell, if you're ready, is now. Now, if the kids aren't out of school and you want to wait till one goes off to college, then okay, we'll wait till the spring. But when I'm looking at, is it the right time for people to sell, I can come out and talk to them about what to do to the house. I give them a 50-point checklist on how to stage the home, get it ready. Usually I'm stopping them from spending $50,000 on renovating the house, and we spend about $5,000 to get it ready. And then I'll talk to them about what's the important part is, what's the next step? Are they building a home that won't be done for 6 months? They think they got to move twice. Don't have to do that with Loveland Properties. We can help you with that. Are they, like I said, kid coming out of college? Now, if you're selling one and buying another house, where are you going? Are you going out of state where it's less expensive or more expensive? Does it really matter? Because what I see most times,
you still have to have a place to go to.
You got to have a place to go to. So what I've done is I'll look at this for people, and most of the time now, if you're ready, now's the right time. Coordinating schedules, coordinating kids in and out of school, coordinating job transfers, things like that. I can tell you how the process will go and what we'll look at.
And you'll take care of them. You guide them through that process.
Guide them through the whole process. That's the important part. Some people don't know, and that unknown is why we have so many people calling us at Loveland Properties. We will help guide you through that. Just had a gentleman, new homes being completed in about 2 months. Now he's got an RV. He's actually going to hit the road in the RV, but he only wants to be on the road for about 2 weeks. So we've got him on the market right now under contract. We sold him in 4 days with multiple offers. We had about 7 offers on that. And we're going to close, and he's going to have about 3 weeks to travel around. He's just doing an estate sale with Patty and Dave Lowe.
Maybe that's a new business that we could get into. We'll just own these motorhomes, and the people that need an interim place to live, we rent them a motorhome for a month.
I do one thing well, and that's real estate. Not doing anything else.
We're not getting in anymore. That's what my wife would say. Would you stop thinking of new things to do? You're getting old. You need to start.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's wrap up one thing.
Let's wrap things up.
Let's finish one sandwich before we start.
And she knows I'm only good at one thing, and that's mortgages, right? Anything else, probably not going to work out for me so well. So if you have any questions for Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, the loan arranger, I consider myself and my team to be the best mortgage company in the business. And I say that not because of me. I say that because of the people that I surround myself with. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call me at 407-250-9144 or go to my website at WeBringYouHome.com.
And for the busiest real estate team in Central Florida, call Loveland Properties 407-352-8118. We sell more homes in a month than most agents sell in a year.
We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger radio show. Stay tuned. Got some important information to talk about what is going on in the industry.
And we are back on the Loveland Report and the Loner Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland here alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Loner Ranger, giving you all of your real estate news, as I've been doing for, over 26 years now.
Longest running in the industry.
In the world, I think. In the world.
So,
and other people had shows. You know what happened to them, Bruce?
Where did they go?
They couldn't show up on time, like typical realtors. They couldn't show up on time.
You know what? Why is that with real estate agents?
It's their little claim to being free. Like, that's why they get into. Everybody tells me they want to get into real estate for the independence. I run my real estate. I've always worked my real estate job.
I never understood that, though, Cleve, because think about this. You're getting into real estate so that you can have independence and a free life and create your own time schedule.
But you don't respect your client's time when you show up late.
Well, here's the thing. When do people have time to go out and look at property? They're working during the day, so they go out after hours and on the weekends, right? That's why, and I got to tell you something, Cleve has to buck out of this program from time to time because you've got appointments.
I got 4 offers sitting on the seat of my car,
And you know what? In our industry, you and I work 7 days a week.
Yep.
We work hard because we have our jobs all day and then we do our radio shows on the weekend, right? So, but you know what? And we still go out and show property and take mortgage applications on the weekend. But that's why you hire Cleve Loveland and his team and Bruce Woodburn, the Loner Ranger, and his team, because we're committed. We've got people available 7 days a week.
And I just had somebody, Bruce, I just hired somebody to help my office because we were growing. And I've got a lady in my office. She worked for another real estate office, about 50 people in it. And she was just amazed that we do as much business as that office. But she said there was nobody ever in the office. There was a core group of people, about 1/10 of what actually work there. The other people just have a license. It's a hobby for them. They don't sell 3 or 4 homes a month.
And you know what? Why would you want to put the biggest investment of your entire life, which is usually your home, in jeopardy with somebody that works part-time? That would, you wouldn't go to Charles Schwab and invest $1 million for somebody that was a part-time worker there, right? I mean, that would be dangerous.
Now, quick, Bruce, I got a note here from, this is from Fox News, real estate around the country. We're actually talking about Florida. Prices are up on average about 25% in Florida year over year. So that means somebody that bought a house for $30,000, 300 grand, now they got an extra 60 grand in equity. What should they do with that equity?
Well, there's a lot of things you can do with the equity. First of all, you can just leave the equity there.
Smart. Ding, ding, ding. Correct answer.
That's the first thing you could do, right? But there are circumstances that warrant people using the equity. Here's what first of all, leaving it in there and letting the house pay off would be a smart thing to do. However, I do find that there's a lot of folks that accumulated COVID debt.
Yep.
During COVID, they overspent. They bought RVs, they bought extra cars, they bought big screen TVs and George Foreman grills.
Yep.
And they're looking at all this debt and they're going, man, I'm spending $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month
payments,
in other stuff. I can refinance, pull the equity out, pay that stuff off, and then you're back to only having debt on your mortgage, which is your best tax write-off too. And we'll just accelerate the payments on that so that it does pay off early. So that's one reason you can do it. Now, some people pull out money out of their home to buy another home too. They may want to keep a home, so they're going to refinance this one, pull equity out, and buy another home.
You just did one for me. I had a client with 4.25%. They wanted to do leapfrog. You refied there first, got them down to a 15 at like 2.5. Now this is a while ago. Don't call looking for 2.5. I don't know what they are on 15s.
Well, I can still do the mid 2s on 15s.
They pulled out a small down payment on the next home, and they're on their way. They've got one rental property. I had it rented before they even made the first mortgage payment on the new home. So call us at 407-352-8118. CleveLoveland.com or LovelandReport.com. Bruce, numbers?
Yeah, if you have, if you give me a call at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be happy to help you out with all your mortgage needs. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
And we are back on the Loveland Report and the Loner Ranger Show, giving you all your Central Florida real estate news and advice on how to get a mortgage, how to get the best interest rate, how to get your house sold for top dollar, and what it takes to be a negotiating expert. That's the main thing people hire me for, Bruce.
That's the most important thing.
Is right how there. I negotiate. I go up against, Bruce, when I go to some people's houses that don't know me or they just heard me on the radio once or twice and they call me over there and I ask them, who else are you interviewing? And I say, well, I got X and Y. And then they say, well, they're going to do it for less commission. And I say, well, let's pull up what they've done on the computer. All right, well, this one sold 3 homes last year for about 90% of listing price in the best market ever. And I've sold 100 homes at 101% of list price. Who do you think does the better job? You get what you pay for.
Absolutely.
So that's what's important. Negotiating, I am always a flincher.
Well, you know what my opinion to that is, and I'm going to tell you, if you're listening to this program right now, and you think that having an available realtor or somebody that's a mad taxi driver is the best thing, it's not. You want a monster negotiator. And here's the way I look at it. If a real estate agent is willing to cut their commission,
what are they going to do with your money?
What are they going to do with your money?
Yep.
Right? So they're so willing to give up their own family's money. How they're not going to negotiate for you.
Well, it's not just the price, Bruce. It's I get them with the right people. I tell them to talk to you. They don't get snookered and do an online mortgage, and the day before closing they go, oh, by the way, your rate's 3.875, not 3.25, and things like that. Moving trucks in the driveway. We can't close. Looks like you need to do a bank statement loan at 5%, whatever it might be. And I always flinch when a realtor asks me for something. It's just reflex for me. They go, well, the building inspector says the AC's dead and the roof's dead. And I'm like, what? We're not doing that. Let me call the backup offers. I'll call you right back. They go, whoa, wait a minute. And I always get them down. I'll get regular. I'll get, what's it really cost to get the AC running, not get you a new unit. And how about the roof passes the 4-point inspection? We're going to give you half for a new roof, that kind of thing. Whatever it might be, I always squeeze.
It's always about negotiation.
I always squeeze blood from the stone for my clients.
Well, our job is to work for our clients. My job is to get my client the best rate, not to get him the worst rate. My job is to get my client the best possible rate under the best terms for their qualification. The thing is that I don't actually determine the interest rate. The interest rates are determined by market, by what the market's doing at that particular time, and by the client's qualification. So if you have really high credit scores and you're putting a lot of money down and you have a big loan, you're going to get a lower interest rate than somebody that wants a $60,000 loan on a mobile home. They're just lower for a bigger home for higher credit scores. However, I don't discriminate against them. I love helping people. I got a guy I just got off the phone with. He wants to buy 20 acres with a mobile home on it. I closed on his house in March. He's already sold. He's just closed. He's selling the house he bought in March. He loved the home, wants to be in the country.
Yep.
So you want to buy in the country? I got mobile home loans for you. I don't do land loans, but if you get the land, I'll do a construction perm loan. I have the best construction to perm loans of any lender in the country. I guarantee
and Bruce, you guys haven't always had that. And a couple of years ago, I had one bank that usually that I went to for lot loans and construction perms.
Sure.
And it's funny, he called on me. I haven't heard from him for 2 years, all the COVID stuff. I didn't hear from him at all. I've been busy as heck. Didn't hear from him. I guess he's looking for business. He comes around saying, I got a great construction perm. And he goes, I need 20% down. And I go, well, tell you what, my lender that I'm really, really, known for years and use them all the time, he's got one for VA and FHA, so we don't need 20% down. So thanks, man. Hope you have a great Christmas.
Yep. And by conventional, only 10% down.
His jaw dropped.
I know. You know what? Here's the thing. CrossCountry is a big company. I'm a local business person. I'm a small businessman. I'm not huge, but my company has structured these transactions so that we can get you, the buyer, the best possible mortgage under the best possible terms. All you have to do is stop the car, pull over, park the vacuum cleaner. Well, it's actually put your drink down since it's January 1st. You can put the cocktail down. Give me a call at 407-250-9144. Maybe eggnog. Do you have any eggnog this year?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you? I did too. Or you can apply online. I'm committed to helping more first-time home buyers, Cleve, in 2022 than I've ever helped. Go to WeBringYouHome.com. WeBringYouHome.com. So how about, and you've got great buyers agents. Yeah.
Well, tell us what your dream home looks like. What's the reason for the move? We're going to go, oh, wait, that fits in right over here. And what's funny is people sometimes, it amazes me when I hear them talking about, we didn't know that was there. We did not know that neighborhood was there. We did not know you could do that. And, I just had one. I got their house sold, got them a 6-week lease back. They'd outgrown it, and plus 2 kids plus a baby on the way. I got them the new home with a pool, got them a lease back so they can stay after closing. Now, that's not always possible, but I did that for them because I'm a negotiating expert. and they're tickled pink because it's kind of stressful. You got the day of closing. You're signing on one house. Everything's in the moving truck. The animals are tranquilized. The kids might be tranquilized too. Mama might be tranquilized. And then you go sign on the new house, and usually you're meeting the moving truck in the driveway if everything goes right. But if I got a lease back for you, you can sign on the old house, get your money in the bank.
Stay in the current home just for a little bit longer.
Move at your leisure for a couple days.
Maybe get the house painted if you wanted to do some work to it.
So we do that all the time. But anything you need for real estate, call Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118. Your best chance for a new home or a better home, your dream home in 2022.
Yeah, and to get started, you always want to get your mortgage started first. You can call me, the loan arranger. I've been in the mortgage business for 32 years. It'll be 33 years in March. I have the best team. They're available 7 days a week. All you have to do is call me or text me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. Yep. How easy is that to remember? Yep. And it's a simple application process. It will automatically send you a basic checklist. You can start downloading your documents securely. You don't have to come into my office if you don't want to, but guess what? The Loan Arranger still does personal meetings with clients all the time. But for the convenience of you, you can just go to my website and apply online right there. It's super secure.
Well, and I love how people sometimes, I'm good. I know I can afford that mortgage because I make so much money each month. But then you've got to look at everything. You've got to look at the whole picture.
You know what? Don't ever make an assumption that you are no problem. You may be no problem for financing, but there's so many things that can trip people up. I mean, I just got off the phone with a guy that wants to buy 20 acres. And I said, well, is it 20 acres with a single family? He goes, no, it's got a mobile home on it. Well, did you know that you're going to need a septic analysis? You're going to need a well water analysis. You're going to have an engineering report on the mobile home. Yep. You're going to have to retire the title. He goes, what does all that mean? I'm like, well, that's why you call me. Yep. He's a repeat customer. That's why you call me, because I want you to be prepared. I don't want to shock you. I want you to be prepared so that when you make your deal and negotiate it, you know what you're up against, no matter what the situation. Do you know most people don't know that condominiums are a different type of financing than a single family home? Yep. They don't know that. They think they're cheaper.
I've got a couple good alternatives I want to mention here, Bruce. I've only got 2 listings this week. I had 6 to talk about. I always talk about my listings. I only have 2. I got one in Ocoee for $250,000. Nice little townhome in a gated community. This is right in that area where Ocoee and Apopka are going to grow together, right by the hospital along the 429.
Sure.
I just came from that way over here to do the show. About every field had bulldozers on it and dirt and pipes, and roads going in and everything. It's going crazy. And then I got one in St. Cloud for $275. Now, one thing about it's funny because anybody knows Lake Nona and St. Cloud.
How big is that?
That is 1,400 square feet, 3-2, tile everywhere. The master bathroom remodeled,
right there.
Great rental property. I've got tenants in it for a couple months, but you could buy it and move into it. If they're going to close on its primary, how long can that tenant be there? About 60 days.
The tenant can. You can do a lease back for up to 60 days.
I can probably get the tenant out before closing or right around closing. Do a little buyout with them. But great house. But new construction, builders don't start below 350 just about anywhere, do they? Not anymore.
No, it's hard. I don't know any builder that starts.
It always says from the 3s, but the base model's 388.
3s could be 399, 999, right?
Yep. So, and it's really just important. Whatever your dream home looks like, give me a call. I'll tell you what you can do.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about investments, okay? Because we all look at real estate as being an investment, but I want to put something in perspective, because for all of you folks out there that are renting, or somebody that's renting right now, I want you to reach out to them and help them, because I'm looking for you to be my bird dog. I want you to help drive more people that are renting to me so I can fix their life, because anybody that's renting is a tenant on this planet. You're sitting on the sidelines of life, right? We don't want to do that. We want to make money in real estate. It made me a lot of money, and I'm not that smart of a guy. It was pretty simple for me to make money in real estate. But here's the thing. I'm committed to helping more first-time home buyers in 2022 than I've ever helped in my 32 years in this business. But I want to put something in perspective. If you buy a home for $350,000, and you got an FHA mortgage, your investment into that transaction is 3.5% down, right? So you're about 12.5. Now, if that house only goes up, Cleve, by 3% appreciation, not 20 that you just talked about, 3%, you made an 86% return on your investment. At 3% appreciation. I don't even want to do the math for these folks at 20 because I don't think that's sustainable. I'm a realist, but if I can get 3% every year in appreciation, I'm golden. Call me at 407-250-9144 for the Loan Arranger. 407-250-9144 or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. You want to talk to Cleve? Cleve's available. He can be reached at 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. So Cleve, what else is going on in real estate that you think is super important that people know about heading into 2022?
Inventory. This is what tells us where we're at in our market, how fast are prices going to go up, are they going up, are they going down? And literally for the past 8-9 months, we've had about 3,300 homes for sale, 3,400 homes for sale, and that's and we sell about 3,800 homes a month, so it's like less than a month's supply of inventory. And right now, for December, the numbers came in. December's numbers just came in. Inventory dropped from about 3,400 homes to 3,000 homes.
Wow.
It's a pretty good drop because usually it drops
that is
like
a big drop.
100 homes.
But I think that's because of the holidays.
Kind of, yeah. But
I mean, some people don't want to list their house over the holidays.
Yeah, and the number of new listings actually went up, Bruce. So people are still buying. Because
how does that happen?
Well, it's just our market. It's good. I mean, last year interest rates a year ago they were like 2.7 average. Now they're 3% average,
right?
And on average, and so it's just a good time to be buying. I mean, I'm tempted to sell all of my rental properties and like cash in because the prices have gone up so much in the past 2 years. But it's like, no, that's not my plan. I got another couple of years. I'll have them paid off in another couple of years and cash flowing like a maniac.
Well, I can tell you if you're interested in getting into real estate as a first-time home buyer or you want to buy investment properties, I've created a leapfrog program that I would love to share with you. And most people think to buy investment properties, you have to have 20% down. And you do if you're buying it as an investment.
Straight out, yep.
But what I did is I bought all my properties as primaries so that I didn't have to put that much money down because I didn't have that much money.
Yep.
So I did 3, 5, 10% down. I wouldn't do 10% again. I did it before, but I would only do minimum, maybe up to 5% down, because then I can leverage my money and I can buy more properties. And what that will do is I will show you how within a particular time period, say 20 years, you can own 5 properties, all free and clear, worth about $2.5 to $3 million, maybe more, paying you $15,000 to $30,000 a month in rental income. Now, who wouldn't want properties paying them? I mean, and you don't have to be a huge property manager. And if you don't want to manage them yourself, Cleve will manage them for you. You can call Cleve at 407-352-8118. Or if you're interested in the Leapfrog program and you want to see how to invest in real estate, and this is no gimmick where you got to sign up for one of our weekend-long classes and pay $1,500. This is the real deal. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com.
And for Loveland Properties, remember, one of those rooftops on your street, I've probably sold it, helped buy it, or helped manage it as an investment property. 407-352-8118.
We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Radio Show. Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Radio Show. Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger. You know what? It's New Year's Day. Most people are probably not out looking at a house today. I'm going to say most people are not looking at houses today. But it's a brand new year. And it's time to think seriously about building your wealth in real estate. If you are interested in learning how to build wealth in real estate, give me a call. Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, the loan arranger. I'll show you how I did it. I'll share my system with you at no charge. You don't need to sign up, buy my CDs, my 8-track tapes, or anything like that. I will show you how to amass wealth.
I'm not going to charge $1,800 to be in a hotel convention center.
Nope. And if you are a renter right now, I want you to stop everything you're doing and just write down my number, please. I am committed to helping you in 2022. It's my overall commitment. 407-250-9144, and we can get them fast-tracked so that they can go out and make
it's the first part, Bruce. Get your offer in fast-track. They're all approved. Everything's done. I have so few offers come to me from other lenders. Like, mostly it's a vague pre-qualification, which means nothing.
Well, and a fast track is a full loan approval. Yep. It's not a pre-approval.
Well, it's the best way to make sure your offer goes to the top of the pile, because especially if you're a first-time buyer, you're below 350, you're probably competing with other offers, even above 350.
You might even be competing with cash offers if you're a first-time home buyer.
But the important thing is to start the process and get out there and look. We can show you and say, this is what's in your budget. And if that works for you, great. We'll start making offers. If it doesn't, even if your lease is up in September of next year.
Well, if your lease is up anywhere next year, it's time to start the process now, because now I have enough time to fix a few things. Because if you're like, oh, I didn't know I had that old medical collection on there, let's get that taken care of.
Well, something like getting that taken care of, they get a better interest rate, they can afford more house, they got a car that's almost paid off, they could pay that off. That helps.
And don't be worried about having your credit pulled by me. I'm a direct lender. The hit's going to be about 3 points, but I can guide you. If you don't buy for another 90 days, you're going to have a credit report pulled anyway. I can have time to fix it so I can get you a better interest rate. Listen, I've been in the business, same location, Fairbanks Avenue, for the last 22 years, same area in town for the last 32 years. Call me at 407-250-9144 or go to WeBringYouHome.com. Let's get the process started. Let's stop being a renter. And if you are an adult parent or grandparent, help your kid out with a down payment. You're going to give them your money when you're dead anyway.
As soon as they move out, I'll get you a smaller house and they can't move back.
Right. So yeah, if their rents keep going up, they could be moving back in with grandma and grandpa.
Yeah. So it's important to take that step. I wish I'd done it quicker. My mom was in real estate.
Me too.
I didn't buy in the 80s until like 1989, and I should have bought like an 84 or 85 when I got out of high school. I was making money.
How much was your first house?
First house was $68,000 in Castleberry. Actually, I think I got it for $65,000. My mom was a shrewd negotiator.
Mine was
like
a 107.
Yeah, and it was a great house. But I wish I'd kept that darn thing. It was bulletproof. It'd be a great rental that I would have paid off today. But I didn't know about your Leapfrog program. And I always thought, I didn't think when I sold that I needed to hang on to it to rent it. And this is what we can teach you. And we'll get a date hopefully next week we'll have a date for our next building
My
seminar.
first house at 107 is worth probably $425 right now. Yep. So that's not a bad investment.
Yep.
Triple four times your money.
Well, real estate makes most millionaires. Dale Carnegie said it, and it's just the most millionaires are made in real estate.
I want to wish you guys all a very happy new year. Thank you for tuning in to the Cleve Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. We will be back next week, same time, same place. We want to wish you all a very happy new year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Give us a call.